You are welcome. This is Simon Asemota, and I want to tell you that God loves you and God has a very good plan for your life. I want to welcome you to today's program. With me in the studio is Brother David Callistus. I'm glad you are here with me.
Thank you so much.
Now, one of the things that I've come to understand in life is that everything that God created there's a law behind it. And if you understand that law and apply the law, then the fruit thereof becomes your own. For example, God created everything and put the future of that thing in itself. For example, the mango tree or mango seed has a future. The future of the mango seed is in the tree, and that tree has a fruit, and that fruit has a tree that has a fruit. It keeps on going. So every time God speaks to us, He speaks to us generationally. So some of the things you are doing right now, you are doing it for your grandchildren. It's not just you are doing it for your great-grandchildren. Because you must abide to be fruitful and to be productive. Now when we talk about the law of life, we find out that God many times will give you an apple tree, but He will not give you apple juice. He will give you an apple, but the juice have to come from you. Then when we talk about the law of life, and we will be looking at the law of life with Brother Callistus in the studio, we'll be sharing a lot of things about this law of life. We find out that for you to get the best out of it, you need to put it to practice. The eating of the fruit is in the seed, and until the seed planted, the fruit can't come out. So if you hear and you are not a doer, you are deceiving yourself, not me. And if you do, then the harvest and the productivity of your doing will come. So as we start today, we are going to be looking at some other laws. We will look at a lot. We are going to be continuing from where we stopped, looking at some other laws. I pray that you will apply them and it will be fruitful. Hello, Brother Callistus.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here again. Welcome. Just to mention that whatever lessons that we are learning here, like he rightly said, we should put them to work.
Yeah.
When you take any lesson, you run with it, and then you will find results. All right. So today, looking at the laws of life, we have one of the very basic laws to get you into the point where you can make it financially. It's called the law of conservation. The law of conservation. And this law states that it is not how much you make that determines what your future is financially. I know, but it is how much you are able to keep aside. If you earn big and spend big, it is just as bad as not earning at all. Yeah. On the other hand, if you earn relatively little, but you are able to keep a reasonable amount, you are better off. Yeah. So this law is very, 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 very important. So what this law is simply saying is that when you earn, you don't eat everything. You don't put everything into your tummy. People will say that some people carry in their tummy their story buildings, their duplex houses, their cars and all that. All right. So when you earn, this law is simply saying have that thrifty principle. What is the thrifty principle? Is taking some from what you earn and keeping aside. You can do it every day. In fact, let me give you a secret. Yesterday, my daddy here had a great, wonderful session with some males, some adult males. And then one of the points he said, one of his secrets he gave to the males was that every day he saves money. He keeps money somewhere. And I remember one of the things he even said is that if you get a raise, if you get an increase in salary, you get an increase in your marketing, you get an increase in whatever form, say that increase is not your own. He said open up a separate account and put that increase there. That at the end of the year, that increase will solve a major problem. Yeah. It can buy a house, it can buy a land, it can reproduce businesses for you. So this law is very, very, very significant. Don't eat up everything you earn. It's going to be a culture that you will learn this year. If you run with this, I'm telling you, before the end of this year, why not? You can make it. Yeah. You can buy what you want to buy. You can live life the way you want to live life. All right, so that's it.
That's serious. No, it's just that a lot of people does not know how to postpone gratification.
Yes.
You are too hasty to spend. Just buy. What are you buying? Save some of them. Any man you see that has a great future today, you might not have all the money at once, but the little you have, you save it. as you put this money aside, at the end of the year, you take that money, you invest it. You see, I learned those days when we are on holiday, I go to see my grandfather in the farm. When we get to the farm, we have a place where we'll go after clearing. My grandfather was, okay, let's go, let us go and eat, we'll eat. But then another place I see that this man do is where he put seeds. He put those seeds there. Those seeds are from the harvest of last year.
Correct.
Now when they are harvesting, he take those seeds and set them apart. Now when he set that seed apart, there are the things that they eat. Well, what's your seed? You need to have some seed that you set apart. That seed go for planting. And that seed that you plant, that is the determining factor of the harvest you are having next year. But a lot of us, when we earn money, we spend all the money that we earn, and at the end of the day, it becomes a challenge to us. So what we are saying, this law, save something, keep something aside. If you don't save, it's not safe for you. Because there are some things that will happen in your family, suddenly, this thing becomes a challenge. But if you have saved, emergency. It's easy.
Yes,
it's easy.
Deal with emergency.
It's easy. For example, if you have saved, like, let me give you an example, just 100,000, and you have a challenge of 120, it's easy for you to get there.
Yes.
It's not that when you have a challenge of 120, then you say, I have 20. Who will give you the 100?
That's true.
So it's very important that you, especially when you are a family man, you have a wife, you have children. And even though you are a young man, learn to save. Some of the things that I'm using today, sometimes I tell my children, Callistus, do you know that there's a plate in my house I bought 30 years ago? Plate.
Wow.
Plate. I bought it 30 years ago.
And they're still there?
They are there. I use them. Yes, we still use them in my house. I even saw one of the teacup this morning in the school where my wife is running.
Wow. Very useful.
You must learn to save. Save idea. Save wisdom that you will use for your future. That's actually why you go to school. You go to school to learn to save. Education is to be able to expose you and prepare you for the world that you are about to enter, because there's a great future awaits you. Whether as a country, if you don't save, okay, we all like going to Dubai. Let me give you an example in Dubai. Many years ago, Dubai came to Nigeria to borrow money. What do? They have oil. They did not use the money. They invested the money. And today, we all go to their country. Everyone go to holiday, go to Dubai. And you don't always go to Dubai. You to buy when you get to Dubai, because you go there to buy. And yet, they don't have a farm. They don't have a farm of their own. That place is desert. Somebody was able to put his head together and plan. And that's what we are talking about. You want a bright future, you might be the desert. The desert means when you have nothing in your pocket. But because you are able to save, you use that seed and you plant, and before you know, you have a forest.
That's true.
You have a forest in your hand. We are saying here, you can make it when you save. Once you save, you invest. No, we're talking about this one.
Yeah.
Read the other one.
Okay, yeah. So we have another law here that marries the previous one we talked about. We just talked about the law of saving, and then it's not just saving, because somebody can take his money and dig a pit and put the money inside that pit, and then the money is not giving back, generating interest and all that. Even ants can even eat, or can eat the money. Yeah. So this next law is the law of investing, and this law states that you should make sure to acquire knowledge about the investment you are about to make before investing your money. So this law is simply saying that there is a better way to conserve your money. There is a better way to save your money. Don't just go and keep your money tight, in a bag and hang it somewhere in the roof of your house. Rats can eat it there. So there's a better way to save, and that better way is to do what? Is to invest your money. All right, invest your money. That's a woman. I mean, she had a yeast, so she brought 3 empty vessels and put the small yeast in the 3 empty vessels, and then after a while, all the 3 empty vessels became full of dough, of bread. All right. So what are we saying here? Open different kinds of accounts. Okay. Open different kinds of investment units. All right. So when you get the money you have saved, maybe at the end of the year or at the end of 6 months or at the end of 2 months, as you plan it, you can take the money, put it into, you can buy shares, okay? You can put it into any kind of business, and then you just watch that money will be working for you. So you have 2 or 3 different places of investments. You can make it. Why not? Nothing can stop you, because at the end of the year, you will sit down and begin to count all your rewards. Count all your rewards, and all of these rewards will do for you well, will do for your families well. I mean, you have children, don't you? Yes. You should plan for them for ahead. You can even invest for them in their names.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, that these things are generationally. You
Yes.
know, the fruit is generational.
Yes, generational.
So you can invest for your children. Yes.
It's even though sometimes the business you start. I know people today that have generation business.
Yes.
How do I mean?
Yes.
There is a man many years ago. It was my grandfather's dinner.
Okay.
The man came and started doing bread. And he does the bread business. From bread, he ventured into Smith.
Wow.
From Smith, he entered into real estate.
Wow.
Today, the man is in his 80s or even going to 90 years.
And
He's
businesses
still
are
alive.
running over.
The
children are managing.
into- and not only that, he even ventured into school.
Wow.
The children,
And
all
going to the school,
all
he
the children,
went through that school.
all the children are employed by him.
But wow.
By one, you see, I was in America some time ago. Then I went to a store and I saw in the script when you enter the store, it's called J.C. Penney. When I entered the store and I asked questions about it, I said this business has been founded for over 100 years.
Yes.
Why? Because from one generation
Generation.
he entered into another generation. The secret of growth, of imparting wealth, of growth and multiplication come from saving and investment. If you do it, you might not be able to get all the money. It's just that we just want to get everything at once.
Yes, immediate gratification.
Look at what is written on down. It says
Yes.
if there's anything that you are unclear
About
about your what?
your preferred investment channel. You say never invest.
Never invest.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, what we want to invest in is something that will come now.
Yes,
Want to
bring the money,
invest
yeah,
by
yes.
Saturday, then we'll not get, okay, bring 3 persons, bring 4 persons, before you know, and that's why you always lost money. Listen to me. Once you save, have an investment plan, put it into investment like a seed. It will grow. Give it some time when you don't see anything. That's the time you prepare. Listen to me. You prepare for war at the time of peace. This is the time for you to prepare. This is time for you as a young person. This is time for you to plan your future. If you invest, for example, you just buy a land. Buy a land in a place called bush. Now when you go buy that bush land, give yourself another 10, 15 years. That place becomes a city. If you go and sell that land, you find out that you make a lot of money. There are so many things you can put your money into that will now yield for you a greater investment. So we are saying today, you can make it. Ready to use your money as a seed. Plant seed money. Save money every day. If you can stop drinking that drink you used to drink, some of you are used to something that take 500 naira away from you every day. Put that 500 naira times 365 of the year. You'll be shocked what you will get. At least you can get 170,000, 150 something. Now, if you not save 1,000, you are going to get about 360,000. Just imagine you are able to save 3,000 every day.
That's over $1 million.
What are you talking about? Yes. You can use that money to start something. Even for your wife, start something that you can fall back to. But a lot of us, we are waiting. Oh, we are thinking that money, somebody will give us money. Let me tell you something. God has no currency even in heaven. If God wants to bless you, He gives you ideas. And that's the idea we are sharing with you. On you can make it. We are saying, save, invest. My grandfather I just gave you, when I go to his farm, he has a seed. No matter how hungry catch him, he will never eat that seed. Now he will take that seed and plant it, and that is the future of the tomorrow we are talking about.
Yes.
You want a greater future? You want to see prosperity in your life? You want to put yourself to work. Apply yourself. You have a future. You have your future secure when you start saving from today. You have a secure future when you start saving and have an investment plan. Start that business. Don't look at it because business has a life of its own. Yes. Don't just look down at it.
Nurture the life, nurture the business. Yes.
Begin to put something to it. It might be a store. I remember some months ago, I started a small shop. And before you know, we employed somebody there. And today that shop is running. Now you ask me, how much do I make? I don't know. But I know that the money I made the first month was able to pay the person I employed. And because I don't want to eat my seed in one at a go, I left it. I tell you something, in another 1, 2, 3 years, when I go there, I know I will not see it the way I meant it. Yes. Listen to me. Scatter your seed. In the morning, sow. In the evening, sow. In the night, sow. Every time, sow. For when time comes, those harvests will come to you in 100-fold, 30-fold. Yes. And I tell you something, you will have the end of the year to be able to share how good God has been to you. Stop looking at other people. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Start doing for yourself, because you have a great future. You have that great seed in you, and if you plant that seed, you will be shocked what will come out of it. We are saying, like my brother Callistus in the studio today, you can make it. It doesn't matter what is happening. Yes. Now, don't just look at other people. There are nobody today that you see today that is shining, that you are envy today, that does not have a time when those glory has not come. For every glory you see in a man, there's a story behind it. Yes. I just told you about that man. He was a tenant in our house, but today he's still real estate. He have houses. He has businesses. All his children, they are employed by him. You can start something today that will cause your children to be employed in another 50 years time. Yes. You don't know what you are talking about. You can start something today in another 50 years. You hand it over to your children. And your children will hand it over to your children. That is how wealth is built. That is how wealth is built. Your children come to work for you. Your children must have gone to learn, maybe in learn trade, but that family business that you have started, you don't eat all the seeds. Your children come, improve on it. Yes. Your children come, improve on it. I can tell you, that man started alone, but today, his children are employed by him. His children's wife are working for him. The grandchildren are working for him. And they are all working right now. Yes. It's a very big family. I told you they have school, they have a place they sell Smith, they are into real estate, and there are so many things that they are doing. In fact, they even venture into fishery. They went into piggery.
Wow. Wow. Generational wealth.
Generational wealth. Now, when we talk about seed, God wants you to have a generational wealth. I'm not talking about the seed that you just eat, go and buy one car, and you start disturbing everybody in the town that you are blessed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the seed that you have that is generational. Just like every man carried in it a seed. For example, right now as I'm here, I'm pregnant. Yes. I'm pregnant of a seed. Now, when I sow that seed, it becomes a child. I sow it into the womb of a woman, it becomes a child. And that woman delivered, it becomes a child. Yes. And that's generational. So it's your wealth. Your wealth can be generational. The things that God has blessed you can be generational. Yes. If you eat your seed, you have no future. That's Dubai did not eat his seed. Go and check nations that is built. They work hard and they didn't eat their seed. They plant their seed and eat your harvest. Your seed is not for eating. It's your harvest that you eat. The seed brings life continuously, longevity, generational. But your harvest, you can eat your harvest. Just like what we were sharing with those men yesterday.
Yes, sir.
You give it a raise in your salary. Don't, because you didn't plan for it, don't think you have made money. Take it as a seed. Go and sow it. And when that seed comes, you start eating. Can you imagine somebody that had a raise of 30,000? He starts saving 30,000 every month.
Every month, yes.
Now, before you know, at the end of the year, he has big money.
Big money, yes, sir.
But a lot of people don't think like that. You think, let me tell you, no matter how much they give you salary raise, if you don't use it as a seed, you will constantly beg for money. You will constantly beg for money. Money will never be enough. But if you take that money and sow it as a seed and you have delayed gratification. Yes. Delayed gratification. Wait, hold on. Plan with your family, plan with your wife. You know, a lot of men don't even want talking to their wife. Also, we don't want to. And some of those women also, you just my money is my money. My husband's money is our money. If you have that mentality, you'll be poor. Both of you need to work together. Two are better than one, for they shall have good reward for their labor. Woe to him that is alone, for what he falleth, he has no other to lift him up. This is You Can Make It. Simon and Sevota, our brother Callistus in the studio with you. We love you and we say bye-bye. Don't go away. We will come in again our next edition with another way of the law of life. God bless you.